welcome to the channel. Happy Toaster Tuesday. I am Brandon, this is Extreme Daily Drivers, and today you know what we're doing. We're working on the XB. As promised in the last video, today we're going to be replacing our O2 sensor. Now the one I'm going to be replacing is the one that is right before the cat, because that is the one that is giving me this stupid code that I've been getting for years and years and years. Coincidentally, the code has not been on since the last time I cleared it, which was in that last video, which was a couple weeks ago. So as you can tell, it is not a huge issue for my car, but it is an annoyance and I'm over it, and it's time we do something about it. So I got this O2 sensor off of Amazon. Go down in the description box, you'll see a link for it. It was like 25 bucks, super cheap. Is it as good as an OEM O2 sensor? No, there's no question it's not as good. The OEM O2 sensor appeared to last 200 and almost 80,000 miles on this car. So if this guy lasts 60,000 miles, I'll be happy with that. So, you know, for 25 bucks, it's worth a shot. So first things first, get your box up in the air as high as you can make it and make sure it's safe. Make sure you got jack stands, make sure you got ramps, make sure you got additional jacks underneath it like I do, just in case. But you really want to get the box up in the air to do these O2 sensors. All right, so here's the O2 sensor. It's right before the cat, that guy right here. You're going to want a 22 millimeter wrench. They do make O2 sockets to help this removal be a little easier. But this should do it. I wonder how hard it's on here. Whoa, I didn't like that at all. The whole car moved. Alright, hold on. Let's try to hold the car so it doesn't roll and kill us. I'll tell you what. If you got a lowered car, you might not want to go to the gym too much because it's a really tight fit. Hey, that was pretty easy though. That wasn't hard at all. Alright, good news. That was super easy. Didn't need any penetrating oil or anything like that. So before we go any further removing this, we got to unclip it. Alright, so we got the O2 sensor loose. Now we got to unclip it. And the clip is really in a difficult spot. You can't get it from the engine bay, at least I don't think you can. So you have to get it from underneath here. You're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to have to kind of do one of those guys where you press down and pull and unclip it. So let's see if I can make a miracle happen here. So believe it or not, I was actually able to get my hand up in there and just squeeze the tab, and this came right off. Like, arguably the easiest one in my life I've ever disconnected. Pretty incredible. So let's see. Oh, I need my wrench again. Had to get some spray lube on this guy. It got really stubborn halfway through. It's starting to get easy now. But man, it's hard to get leverage under the car. If you're gonna do this, make sure you ate your spinach. It's like it's ready to fall out. There we go. Oh, we got it. Open her up. Alright. Looks good. Comes a little bit of anti-seize on the threads there. It's kind of a nice touch. And let's measure these guys out. Hey, look at that. Perfect. Cool. So under the car with the new one, let's get it plugged in and get it installed. Alright, we're going to install it just like we removed it. So we're going to screw it in first. Alright, so the O2 sensor is in there, and it's on there pretty darn good. I got it on there tight. The little washer is tight against the down tube. Now all I got to do is plug this guy in back to its little home up here. Alright guys, we're all good. No check engine light, and the car is running great. So if you need to change your O2 sensor, it's really not that hard, as you can tell from the video. And as far as what we're going to do next week, I'm not sure yet, but I got a lot of good ideas, and I'm sure that we can figure something out. So anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Later.